welcome back to another episode of This Square Room. My name is Jonel.
I'm Deswayne.
I'm
Deswayne. That's who I am. I am me, and me am I.
What did you say?
I said I'm Deswayne, but it sounded weird, right?
I heard Deswayne or Deswee.
Oh, no. I've been those things before, but I am not that now.
What?
Like when supply teachers get my name wrong, I never correct them.
Deswee?
I'm right here.
You know what's so funny? My security guard for my building has been calling me Jamel.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And like, here's the thing. I'm like crying already. So she called me. I was out and she was like, really quick. She was like, oh, hey.
Is this the day one?
Yeah. So she calls me and she was like, oh, hey, Jamel, you have a delivery, da-da-da. But like, again, I was out. I was like rushing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, just like let them in, da-da-da-da. Okay. I just thought it was like a one-time thing. But like now, and she's being like so nice. And she's just like, oh, hi, Jamel. Hope you have a great day. Like you have a delivery or da-da-da. And like now I'm like, ooh, is it too late to correct her? Late. It's been like 2-3 weeks.
No, that's okay.
And it's not every day, but like a couple days a week. And she's just like, hi, Jamel.
Is it the little leprechaun lady?
Anyways, moving on.
By the way, I forgot to tell you. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, right? Remember how in the past I've told you guys that Joe has a security that I'm pretty sure has a thing for me?
Yeah, okay.
I think there's 2 of them. Unless there's a mirror there that I've never seen before in my life.
Usually there's more than one security guard on duty.
Well, I only ever see one. So the other day I was coming in.
Maybe the time you usually come in, like the other person's on break. But yeah, they normally have 2.
But this one looked exactly like the other one.
Maybe.
I turned and like I wasn't. Was I driving? Yes, I was driving. And like somebody was in the passenger seat and I'm like, watch this. Look at her face when she sees me. So I turn, she sees me and she has a big smile on her face and I wave. As I'm looking away, I did like a double take because I'm like, hold on. Now I don't know which one's which.
Well, because you also can't see that well.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember I always commented like sometimes she have her hair up, sometimes down.
Maybe
sometimes
it's 2 different people.
Exactly. Maybe it's 2 different people. So now it's messing with me this whole like.
So maybe they don't have a crush on you.
And they're
just being friendly.
Yeah.
Like what I said a long time ago?
Maybe. And now I have to ask.
What do you mean?
Like, is there another girl that works here that looks like you? I promise you, they look. And I didn't want to stop because it was so like, yeah.
Also, you're driving, so you probably shouldn't have been. And you probably shouldn't have been driving. First of all,
I wasn't driving. I was in the passenger seat.
No, you said someone else was in the passenger seat. You literally just incriminated yourself.
I did not. It was a mistake. I thought I was driving, but I was in the passenger seat.
Oh, you thought you were driving.
And I had looked over, and that's why I couldn't stop. So now you have delusions
as well?
I have a lot of things, and we know that. If you
do.
Know me, you know that there's a lot going on upstairs, but at the same time, there's nothing.
The lights are on, but nobody's home.
The lights might not be on. They might be flickering. They might be flickering. And if you know, I'm afraid of everything. So I'm hiding from the flickering in my brain.
So you were at home. You were just hiding in there.
It sounded deep, so I thought it was worth a snap.
I got what you were doing until you seemed confused about it.
Yeah, because it didn't make sense why I was doing it. Anyways, how are you?
I'm fine. The weather's been cold. I'm just,
It has. Yesterday, I was at my son's basketball game scrimmage, and the coach, there's 2 coaches. Me and one of them are closer than the other one. So me and him are just talking. We're chatting about music. And then he's like, how are you, Des? And I'm like, I'm fine. And he's like,
how are you really?
How are you really?
Who is he, Mikey?
And I laughed. And I'm like, nah. And he's like, yeah, I can see it. And I just kind of, and he's like, work or personal? And I'm like, both.
I don't mean like my fucking business.
And I'm like,
how is someone gonna call you out like that
and say you look like it? That's crazy.
That is crazy. That's like, yo, you're going through it. I can see it.
So
damn. Your face said, I need to ask him how he's really doing.
Exactly.
He is
exactly. So he's like,
not good.
work or personal? And I'm like, both. And he's like, oh man, that sucks. Anything I can do for you? And I'm like, no, it's okay. He's like, no, if you need help, let me know.
It's a very nice thing. What he's doing is very nice, for sure. But it's just wild.
Crazy.
It's wild.
It's crazy. So then he's like, if you need anything, let me know. Blah, blah. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll let you know. Thanks. It's okay. And he's like, bottom or like? I'm like, when it's not great, but it's not the bottom. Like it's.
Oh.
I knew what he meant. That's why I had to say it like that.
I didn't know. I thought he was asking you if you were top or bottom. I'm like, who is this, Mateo? We want Mateo. Mateo. Y'all, listen, I love you.
Listen, we're gonna have to stop that.
Chesley?
No, stop it.
We're here. We know.
I don't know if we can be friends anymore. I don't like that voice note. I don't appreciate it. I don't. Anyways, let me move on.
No, but seriously, when you was like bottom, that you're about to be like, I'm a verse. Like,
So.
Are you not?
So.
Are you not?
No.
What do you mean?
I'm a nothing.
No. In your heterosexual relationship, are you not a verse? Like, do you not like? Oh no, you said. Why are you breathing so heavy?
Because I'm so mad. I'm like, Deswayne, calm down.
I said heterosexual.
I know. Yep. See.
What?
See.
So what? You look in the camera all the time. I look in the camera.
Your question.
In your heterosexual relationship, would you not say you're a verse?
No.
Like sometimes you're like the dominant one, and sometimes you're not.
Usually not.
Yeah. Oh, so you're sub.
What does that mean?
Missive.
Please don't tell me what to do. Are you crazy?
So
I'm a bottom. I'm gonna lay there and starfish. I have had my days of women starfishing. I've had my days of women not putting in work. I have been through it. I will take no more of it. If you want me to move, you earn your right for me to move. I'm not joking at all.
No. I just can't say I'm not going to let the intrusive thoughts win.
Okay, great. So back to this guy. Yeah. So I was like, when, it's not bad.
I'm a verse bottom, by the way.
She's a nun, by the way.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. So, what? Oh, I'm like, when it's not at the bottom, but it's not where it needs to be. You're kind of in the middle, kind of making your way to where it's going, but slowly. He's like, okay, yeah. And he's like, do you need a hug? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay, come here, big bear. And he gave me a hug, and I was like, I could just cry right now. Yeah. That's how I am.
Big bear?
Big bear.
Big bottom bear?
I hate you. Okay. There's some news for you guys, but not yet. Joe, I'm gonna say something, right? Let's see how close me and Joe are. Let's see where our brains are, okay?
I don't know you, sir.
Good. All right. Joe.
What? I don't like this. I feel ambushed.
I'm gonna talk in code, right?
Okay.
And I want to see if you understand what I'm saying.
Probably not.
Okay. 1 + 1 is what?
2.
All right.
Is this the code?
Yes. This is code started. 1 + 1 is 2.
2.
If you add another one, is how much?
3.
3. Okay. Now, I met you at what age?
15, 14, 16.
Okay. There's something significant that happened at that age. There's something significant that happened at 27, 28. And there's something significant happening at 29, sorry. There is significance.
No.
Yep. So,
What?
yep. You got it. You got it. That's all that matters. You got it. I see it in your face that you got it. And that's all that matters is that you got it. So when he asked me how I was doing, Joe, I answered him to the best of my abilities. Okay. So the other day, a couple weeks ago, not the other day.
Stop. Do I have to just leave it there?
You have to leave it there because we can't talk about it because it's not for you guys yet. Just know that something big is coming for you guys, and we will get there when we get there. But we're not there yet. We're there.
I wish I wasn't.
I know, and I wasn't going to, but
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
But like, oh my God.
Yeah. So
All right.
the other week you had asked me, or it was the question of the day about, is there somebody somewhere you wish you could be, blah, 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 blah. And I chose to answer, but not answer the question.
Okay. Was this the Valentine's Day episode?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so.
Right.
And
I think we both gave like an idealistic answer, but like a realistic one too. And like we gave a couple.
Yeah.
We both gave a couple answers.
Yeah. And I have been thinking about it ever since. And it's been a whirlpool of just disaster in my brain.
Oh, why?
Because you know when there's people you shouldn't talk to for good reasons, but you want to talk to them for all the bad reasons. Not the bad reasons, but like, is it so bad?
For like old time's sake.
It's so bad. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I had to Google what to do when you are missing somebody.
Those remind me of like the days when like we were like kids and you're just like what how to tell if a boy likes you.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what it very much felt like.
What'd you type in?
What do you do when you miss someone?
Oh, that's very like sad.
I am growing through things.
Growing through things?
Growing, shrinking. I am just...
Well, if you're growing, that means you're growing as a person. So it's good to grow through things.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't feel like it. It told me to distract myself. How do you do that, Joe? When you have something on your brain, how do you distract yourself?
I distract myself with things I enjoy. So, like, if there's, like, a show that I like, I'll, like, binge watch or, like, you know... Like, I do things like take my mind off, even if it's for a second, like, you know, you just like, and I think watching something or like a movie, something that like you're focused on, it has to be something that you're very interested in though. Cause if you're just like half into it, then like.
So I'm out of luck. I'm not interested in anything.
Not even porn? Oh my God.
For the record, I just want to point out this week, I maybe beat my meat once. Once.
He's unwell.
I am going through changes. Shout out Big Mouth.
Well, it's also a legit song.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And I tried the show thing, but it's a show that I really like.
What show?
But they also really like The Office.
Okay.
And I've also seen it 19 times.
Oh, you know what you should watch that I like? It's all the episodes are out now, but I've been like binging. Well, I binged as much as I could. You know, like Netflix is like releasing like Physical 100.
What? Oh God,
It's a Korean show where like 100 of like the top athletes come to compete,
take off their shirts
to see who is like the best physique. It seems stupid, and I kept seeing people talk about it, so I was like, oh, let me check it out, and like I was like, I love it. It's really good.
But you like shows like that?
Like what?
Like Big Brother, like the hosting kind
No. It's not that type of show. There's no host.
Oh, so what do they do?
It's like it's a lot of physical challenges, like literally pushing your body to the limit.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'll be interested. I saw the commercial and I saw them take off their shirts and I changed the channel.
Yeah, well, because like a lot of them are like dripping sweat, like literally like moving like however many tons of weight and like physical endurance and agility. It's not like that type of reality show.
Is that the one where they were complaining about the guy beating up the girl?
Yes.
She's on the show, no? Okay. I tried to sleep.
Yeah, usually I feel like that's your go-to. Because, like, I feel like in your head, you're like, oh, I can just, like, pass X amount of hours by just sleeping.
Yeah, but then when you're falling asleep,
that's all that's on your mind. And then when you wake up,
you're like,
So can you disclose what has been on your mind?
You know, like when you spend a lot of time with somebody and like obviously, you know, when you guys stop,
you just miss.
Yeah, the company. There's problems that come with the company for sure. Mm-hmm. Are the problems worth it? I was told no, but
do you feel like the problems were worth it?
No.
Here's the thing though, right?
No.
Like, think about it in like a breakup, whether it's like a breakup with a friend or breakup with a significant other. I think when you're in that phase of missing someone, all you do is focus on the positive. But like you forget all the negative as to why it didn't work out, because like all you're focused on is like, oh, but I missed this and they used to be this and they were my best friend and oh, we had all these memories, and it makes you like long for them and like miss them. But like sometimes you gotta remember, like, yo,
no, I remember. And I'm like, yo, they were crazy as fuck. Yeah.
But like when you're drifting asleep, you're not remembering the crazy parts. You remember all of it.
And I laugh and I'm like, huh, you're so cute.
So like this is where I tell you to seek therapy.
Okay. And this is where I and just carry on with life.
So you think that question
triggered? Yes. 100%.
So you weren't really thinking about it?
I was, but I was just like, nah.
Far back.
Yeah, like, nah.
And this brought it to the forefront.
And this was like, oh, like, is there someone? I'm like, as a matter of fact, there is. I do reckon.
Indeed, there is.
Now that you say something.
Wow.
Yeah.
It triggered you that much that you became British?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, it did. And now I don't know what to do with myself. Because I'm not going to seek therapy. We know that.
No.
Yeah. That's just...
You should, but you won't.
Oh, God, for sure. Oh, if anybody needs therapy, it's me.
And then your therapist will...
I spoke to my sister this week. Well, actually, I speak to her like almost every week. But
okay.
Like we had a heart-to-heart about things in her life. For those of you who don't know, I have two sisters that... One of them I only found out about a year and a half ago.
I'm pretty sure you spoke about her.
I know, just for those who don't know.
True.
Yeah.
Reiterate.
I have two brothers that I grew up with, and then I have two sisters who came out of the blue. But you know how that works with
Surprise.
Black people. I'm not sorry. I'm not.
It's still Black. It's literally the last day of Black History
So
Month.
let's be honest. Let's talk about it. No, let's not talk about it. But that is the honest truth.
This is how you going to end off?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I believe I began somewhere like this.
This is how you going to do our people?
Oh, they did it first.
Let my people go.
So I have a 19-year-old sister. So me and her, we were just talking, and she's telling me about her life and stuff like that.
She's 19? I feel like she's been 19 for the last 3 years.
No. When I met her, she was 17.
Oh, that would make sense. Okay.
And we have a lot in common, but not good traits of ours. Like she was telling me,
so now you know what you got from your dad.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about. Like he ain't shit, because there's no way.
Because you're like, because we ain't shit for these reasons, and if we have these reasons in common,
then it must be from him, because he ain't shit. So she doesn't know the family history on his side too much. So I was kind of telling her certain things, and then we establish shit. His mama ain't shit. His daddy ain't shit. We really ain't shit.
Damn.
Yeah. She was telling me
so
that.
he never stood a chance.
No.
So are you more forgiving?
No, not a chance. Not a chance. Do better. She was telling me, she had a boyfriend. This is last year. She was dating this guy, and she's like, honestly, if the breeze blows the wrong way, I might cheat. Oh. And I'm like, oh, you are my sister. I understand. I understand. I'm like, I understand.
Oh my God, I must have that trait from my mother then, loyal to the soil,
Yes.
because my daddy would be the same way. Honestly, even if the breeze doesn't blow.
Not a chance, huh? Nope.
If he steps outside, you might slip into some...
So we talked about it. She was just like, yeah, like she never kind of understood, but like she could be talking to a guy and he'll say something that like she's just over, and immediately she's over it. Like, I don't care. And I'm like, I can understand where you're coming from, sister. What? I can't say that. She's my sister.
I literally didn't say anything.
And then we talked about how our dad ain't shit. But I'm really excited. I want to meet her face to face. But then I feel like that's gonna be problems.
Was it last week where you were like, if you had the choice to like move back to Jamaica, like you would never?
I'm
not saying you have to move there to meet her, but like it's just funny.
Ever. If it was like
never meet her or move back there for one.
Then I guess we'll video call.
Never meet her
or move back there for a year.
I was gonna say 2, but like let's make it easy on you. 1 year.
No.
Why?
I realized with my personality,
I feel like the year would fly by.
There's places I can't live, and I can accept that and I can understand that.
Why do you think you can't live there?
I stare a lot, and a lot of places aren't accepting of that. I'm very sarcastic, and a lot of places are not accepting of that. No matter how big you are, bullets can, you know. And
you don't think you would make it?
I don't think I would make it, and I knew that as a kid I would not make it.
When you were 2, you came up here when you were 2.
I mean, like when I was like 8, 9 years old.
Oh, you're like, thank God I'm in Canada.
Yeah, because I know how I am.
I could live in Jamaica. I wouldn't want to, but I could.
I think you could.
Yeah.
I think you'd be very successful down there.
Because I'm a woman with a northern accent, a foreign
and
accent.
A business mindset, yes. Whereas I would stay inside and not speak to anybody, hopefully.
I don't know. I feel like if you put your mind to it, because you're a very like personable person.
I know, and that's what's going to get me in trouble.
To be.
And we know I like to randomly flirt by accident. That's not going to last well down there.
Right. If the wind blows, right?
And I guess sometimes it doesn't have to blow.
You and your sister.
If trees have leaves. But yeah, I really do want to meet her. Like we're on video call. Not for long.
Do you feel like she resembles like you and your dad?
A bit. I see it. And I was Kaden and the baby were there, and I was showing her both of them, and she was just like, shit. Yes, I can tell. Yeah. That's cute. My family story. Personal. I lost my mind in a store.
What do you mean?
I went to go use the bathroom at a gas station, and
first of all, ew.
I'm not a girl.
Yeah, but just ew, like the gas stations are always like, disgusting.
Oh, really? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I do this, I open it, and then I push the door with my foot.
But then now all that gas station stuff is on
my wrist, on my sweater wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On your sweater wrist.
Yes.
Sleeve.
That's what they call it these days.
Yeah. Every day, actually.
So I go to the bathroom. I come out the bathroom. I'm like, let me buy some chips. Why was the medium bag of chips $9? What the fuck is that?
That's actually crazy.
I remember the small little Dega airbag was 99 cents. Or maybe I remember $1.99 at a point. And then the bag above that was about $3-4. $9? This is why people can't live. How is a bag of air $9? I can't even call it a bag of chips. It was air. I squeezed the bag and it was like this much chip and this much air.
You squeezed the bag, so now that $9 bag has crushed up chips in it.
I didn't squeeze
it that hard. What is wrong with you?
You don't check how much chips is in a bag before you buy it?
No, because I don't want to pick up. I like to get the ones that look like they haven't been crushed by some random dude at a gas station.
I'm looking like there's an audience.
Because everyone knows they put the air in it to protect the chips.
No, I understand. But there's a certain amount of chips in the bag.
Yes, but you can't tell.
Of course you can. Mm-hmm. Joe, next time you go to the store, grab 2 bags and do this. one of your hands are going to be a bit higher because there's more chips in this bag.
Or because I'm holding it a bit higher.
That's possible, but no, man, no, I refuse. There's not each bag is equal, and I refuse to believe that because there's nothing but air in here, and I don't like that. And it made me get mad.
I mean, yeah, groceries. The cost of groceries are going up. The
everything
amount of everything's going up. The amount of what do you call it? Shoplifting groceries is going up. There is a law firm in Canada, pretty sure it's in Ontario, that is willing to like defend anyone who's being
shoplifted,
like arrested or charged or whatever for shoplifting groceries because of how crazy
madness.
Yeah.
I went to go get just some pasta stuff to make dinner one night. Just maybe like 6 items, maybe 7. $49. I'm like, for what? This was like $1.99. This was like $2. Okay, the cheese was a little expensive, but $49. This is crazy.
Madness.
And I don't see it getting lower ever.
Ever?
No. The reason why I say that is like at a point when, oh God, don't even get me started on how much milk costs. My son better stop eating cereal. There was a point where certain items, like I remember my mom complaining about milk being like $3.99. Like, oh my God, milk is $3.99. It hasn't gotten lower since then. So who am I to think it's going to get lower now? And I seen a video on Instagram, which is so fucking confusing, of a farmer talking about how much milk he had to throw out because like he made how much he needed to sell. And nobody was.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah,
that
was here in Ontario too.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Because the government is like regulating it, and they're just like, oh, like you made more than this, like you got to dump it.
Yeah, that's like, I hate people.
Yeah,
the
it
world
actually does suck.
Is a muck.
A muck.
A muck. I heard somebody say "run amok" the other day, and I like it.
You've never heard that before?
I've heard it, but I would never use it until
Your
now.
face.
Amok. Ugh. Okay. That's what I think of.
I think now's a good time to get into a listener question.
No, I don't want to hear from you guys. I'm joking. I do. I'm joking. I'm not going to lie. The Chesley thing is in my brain. That's where that was coming from. That was to you. That was very personal.
Yeah, but the rest of the audience doesn't know what you're referring to. So you're just being an asshole to a resident poet for no reason.
Oh, there's reasons.
Anyways, if you guys are listening and you want to be a part of the podcast, you can do so by going to thissquareroom.com and writing in either a question, a story, anything that you want to discuss. We would love to hear from you. So again, that's thissquareroom.com, or you can go thissquareroom.com/ask. Today, we have a message from Jonathan. Subject, your opinion. And Jonathan says,
Johnny boy.
So as of recently, I've come across some guys on Instagram called the Tate brothers, Andrew and Tristan Tate. I've seen people shaming them for being sexist and misogynistic, but also praising them for being down to earth and straightforward with life. I would like to know y'all's opinion on these people. Also, Des, you gotta go back and
fuck.
And
what is wrong with you guys?
Find Mateo, my guy. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. You see?
I have a question. Hold on.
No, hold on. Jonathan, I'm talking to you directly. So, Chesley had DM'd us in support of the Mateo thing, and that's why Des got salty. So the fact that you just like added to that, Chesley and I thank you, and a lot of other people listening thank you, just genuinely from the bottom of my heart. Okay, go ahead, Des. Everyone loves the Mateo story.
I understand.
Honestly,
if I were to see this Mateo character, what do you want me to say?
Just give him my Instagram and be like, DM this girl, she needs to talk to you. I'll do the rest.
No. See, I can't trust that.
I'll do the rest.
No.
You guys trust me. You guys know I will get it done.
No.
I want to get him.
What is it?
I want to interview him.
For what?
For us. We want to know his side of the story.
What? No.
Listen, you don't even need to be here.
No.
He doesn't even need to show his face. We'll do a phone interview. It'll be anonymous. Mateo, if you're listening, if anyone...
He looks a little bit like at least from what I remember what he looks like. He looks like somebody that we went to Turks with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That we went with? So one of my friends. Someone that we went with?
Yeah.
That we went from Canada with? No.
Yes.
So they were all my friends. So.
Then I guess so.
Okay. Based off of the name Mateo, it could only be one friend of mine, but that means that Mateo's very handsome.
It could be a movie. It could be just an episode. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Guys, I need to find Mateo. If you live in the greater Toronto area and you know anyone named Mateo who's a little freak, just a little bit, like very nice guy, very
he seems
friendly.
like a nice guy.
Mm-hmm, right? So I think if you know anyone like that, send them this clip, and if they recognize this gentleman, no, you gotta look scared.
That's what I look like. The whole.
If you recognize this face, call 1-800. No, I'm joking. If you recognize this face, hit us up at thissquareroom.com/ask, or actually just DM me directly at Jonel Wilson, or at This Square Room. Like either way, I'll figure it out.
I don't.
If you know
like
Mateo,
that.
if you are Mateo,
I don't like that. What does figure it out mean?
it means I'll figure out how to have like some sort of communication with him. Mateo, I will protect your privacy. Don't worry. Like you can be anonymous. You can change your voice. We just need to hear from you. We need to hear from you, Mateo. It's like getting serious. It's being serious, but like
Jonathan, we have issues.
Oh, he's not Johnny Boy anymore.
He's no longer Johnny Boy. He's no longer Johnny Boy. He's now Jonathan. What do I think of the Tate brothers?
Did you know that Andrew Tate had a brother?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They spoke about their KFC birthday thing together.
KFC.
Every birthday they have KFC.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
That's how I knew he had a brother.
Yeah, because for the longest I didn't. But like, is he out of jail? Are they out of jail?
They are.
They're out now.
Yeah.
That had to be recent. Like the last couple days. Or like week.
Last week or so.
Okay, because they've been in jail since before the new year.
No.
Or detained.
Tristan was.
No, they both were.
They both got detained, but Andrew got out. And then it was Tristan. And then Tristan got out.
How long ago did Andrew get out?
He was in there way shorter than Tristan.
What do you mean way shorter? Because he was there for like, and it was like a 30-day hold, and then they extended it again. I think they could have kept extending it up until 180 days. I think maybe so. He was locked up in Romania. They were locked up in Romania on some like trafficking charges. Before we even get to that, so like Jonathan said, I don't know, like. I only saw like clips and stuff because we've actually just spoken about Andrew Tate before in the podcast, and like Des was like, I agree, like obviously, but and like at the time I was like, I don't necessarily agree, but like I'm not gonna just jump on the hate bandwagon because I don't know enough. But like the more I found out, the more I was like, yeah, I don't like this person's beliefs and the way they articulate themselves. I mean, I don't care. Like, I don't know how to like not sound like an asshole. Like, I just don't care about him. Like, I'm not like mad and outraged.
Yeah, you're just like whatever.
But I'm not like
entertaining it.
Yeah. I don't agree with him, but I'm just like whatever. I think like even in the UK, I don't know if it like went through, but I want to say it was in like the London area. They were trying to like roll in this curriculum to teach to young boys, like, kind of like the anti-Andrew Tate thing, because they felt like a lot of young boys were getting the mentality of, like, basically treating women like shit and, like, being little assholes, and, like, they're like, oh, like, that's what this man is teaching our youth. We need to correct it before they go out in the world. And, like, I think also why it has a bad rap is because a lot of men do a lot of bad things, and they do it in the name of Andrew Tate. Like, they'll treat a woman poorly and be like, oh, well, that's what you deserve because, what do they call him? I can't remember, but, like, you know, they top G. They're just like, yeah, they call him something else too, but, like, you know, they just kind of do it in the name of, like, we support him and we're gonna listen to him. And, like, I think sometimes his stuff is, like, not misinterpreted, but, like, taken to an extreme, if that makes sense. Like, a lot of the guys who, like, really, really support him. But I know he was, like, selling, like, some sort of, like, program class, like, on, like, master class or something. I don't know.
That sounds lovely.
All I know is he does have misogynistic views. I think a lot of people are worried at how many young men really believe his word is law. I don't see anything wrong with, like, being able to hear what he has to say and, like, seeing some truth in it. I think the problem lies when you're, like, you just, like, I don't think anyone should follow anyone blindly, you know? Mm-hmm. And I think when that happens, I mean...
That's it? I mean...
I was gonna, like, relate it to something else, but...
Andrew Tate. I don't necessarily care for him. Do I think his feelings are his feelings? If he feels like I don't do this for women because of this, by all means, that's you. Knock yourself out. For those young youth who have no one to follow and follow him, show them somebody better to follow. That's, I don't know. My son can't listen to Andrew Tate and be like, yeah, his word is law, because that doesn't apply to my son. I'm not everybody's father. So, sorry for those youth. There's going to be someone in the world that feels like that. It's not just him. It's a lot of people. To him, he has the money, so he can say whatever he wants to say. And that's what he says all the time. Like, stop me. Maybe if I didn't have this much money, maybe I wouldn't say these things, but I do when I can.
Well, I know he started off as like a fighter. Mm-hmm. I think like kickboxing or something.
Mm-hmm. And then at a point, he likes to bring up where his financial situation was with him and his brother, how they were pretty much homeless, yada, 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 yada. Everybody has a life story. Everybody has a life story because everybody is alive. And if you're not alive, you're not a buddy. See what I'm saying? So his story is no different than anybody else's. He has his views, and that's how he feels. I feel like people feed into it by, like we say before on certain podcasts, people want him on the podcast because he brings the views and he brings this. You're just giving him more platform to speak. So,
well, Jonathan's saying that people praise him for being down to earth. I've never heard that. The straightforward part, maybe, but down to earth. You
know why? Because the way he feels is a way a lot of men feel deep down inside.
But that's not
so to them, that's down to earth.
I guess.
Because if I'm being true to myself and I'm like, yo, I'm a man and I belong on this pedestal regardless of how you feel.
But the thing is, it's like, you know how I feel. I feel that, like, in society as a whole, like, men don't get the recognition or the respect that they, not all of them, but, some of them deserve. But with that being said, I don't think things are so black and white. Definitely not. So it's very hard for me to agree with anything he says. And then also, I think your delivery is everything. I think the way you speak can change someone's opinion about you. So if you are, saying like the best thing, the most correct thing, but you're saying it in a way that is offending people and making them lose respect for you, the message will get lost in translation, you know?
And that's why some people think he's down to earth, because you're mad
he's
at...
like, I don't care how...
Yeah, you're not mad at what I'm saying. You're mad at how I'm saying it. Okay, be mad.
No, it is what he's saying as well. But like,
even
I definitely think some people are mad at how he's saying it.
It's crazy that Jonathan brought it up, because we have talked about it. Because I think one of the things he talked about was women value after having a child, blah, 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 blah.
No, I think that was specifically Kevin Samuels.
No. That was him.
But I'm sure, I was going to say, I'm sure he's also,
yeah.
all of those guys.
And a friend of mine who has a child, the girl, I guess one of her friends asked her recently, and she said yes, you know, she believes blah blah blah, but she's like, the value is not like, do I think I have less value so I belong at this level? No, but she's like, I can understand where a guy would be like, okay, I'm gonna choose this girl over you because she has no kids, so therefore the value isn't the same. I'm like, okay, cool, you know, I'm glad you said that. So it's crazy that this got brought up.
Well, you also believe that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, okay, cool.
You know what's funny? Like, you had said, when we initially had this conversation, you said that you believe that a woman with no kids has more value than a woman without kids, which, first of all, is crazy.
With kids.
Sorry, yeah. Which is crazy because I don't know, I feel like speaking about like value when it comes to human beings is weird. It's like treating people like objects. Whether you're talking about a high value or low value, like, it's still very odd to me. But either way, you agreed with the sentiment that no kids equals higher value. And I remember asking you, because you are a father, and you said that even though you in this instance contributed to lowering the value, I don't agree with this, but like in your opinion and the opinion of many, you lowered the value of that woman, the mother of your child, and you don't see anything wrong with that.
No, I don't.
You don't see anything wrong.
The reason why I don't see anything wrong with it is, if, for example, I was pushing to have a child, right? If I'm like, yeah, I want a baby, give me this baby, and I'm like, yeah, you have no value now, that would be crazy. But because that wasn't the approach, you know, things happen. Of course, two people have sex. Things happen when you have sex. You know, we know how sex works.
Right, so you didn't know the risks?
So, of course I did.
Okay,
but I'm fine with that. So, if you're not fine with feeling like...
So, you're fine with the risk. So, you're fine with knowing that even though...
That she has less value? That's her life. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Right, but you realize the hypocrisy? Like, if men are going to go around devaluing these women... And then being like, oh, well, none of these women have value.
So then don't let men devalue you.
But that's the thing.
For example, Joe.
Most women do not see having a child as losing value.
So then you're good. For real. Then you're, for me, if a woman was like, Des,
most women will not look at themselves and be like, oh, now that I have a child, I have lesser value. They're like, now I have more. I have, more
No, now your life is worth something to you. Yes, for sure. But
it's not now.
No, I mean, like, most women who have children, once you have a kid, you're like, this is now my sole purpose, my child. My child is my purpose. You can roll your eyes. I'm letting you know, once you have a child, the same way with Kingsley, you're like, I would lose it if anything ever happened to Kingsley.
Of course.
So when you have a child, you feel like this is your purpose. This child is my purpose. Now, I'm not saying that based off of me and my feelings, you have less value. I do not control the value of women as a whole. The marketplace controls the value of women. And when when I say the marketplace, I mean availability of women. So if two women are available, one without a child and one with a child, majority of men will choose the one with no child. So therefore,
see, here's the thing. I don't think anything is wrong with having a preference. But as a man with children would still take your baggage and want to go bring it to a woman without baggage is crazy to me. And it's hypocritical.
Not at all.
It is.
Not at all.
It really is.
No. the same way women would be like, I'm not going to date a guy who has kids. I'm not here for the baby mama drama. You're going to choose a guy with no kids. It is what it is.
Or choose a man who has established a
I hear what you're saying. I hear where you're going to go with this. I hear what you're saying, but the facts are the facts.
To say you don't want the drama, this. You could have a person with no kids and they could still be
some people,
drama.
Some people do not want to even chance that, and that is fair. The same way a guy wants to grow with no kids.
Right. Like I've said, there's nothing wrong with having a preference, but for you to actively have children with women and then turn around and say that they have a lesser value and that you truly believe that is wild, because you are contributing to the problem.
It is the truth. It's not wild, it's the truth.
But you realize that you are part of the problem.
Maybe. If I was like, here, breed my youth and be lesser value, sure. If I was like, hey, let's not look at these other options. If I was like, yeah, let's go with this option, I get it. But I'm here giving out options. I like sex the same way they like sex. I like sex just like anyone likes sex.
It's not about the options. You knew what you were doing and you knew the risk you were taking. So if the person doesn't want to put their body through something,
then don't do it.
Right. But that's the thing. The woman in this situation doesn't have an issue
with having a child.
Right.
So then we're good.
But I'm talking about your actions and your views, not the woman's actions or views. Then.
I don't see that. I don't understand. So, okay, when my first son, when his mom had a baby, maybe a couple years into it, she called me and she cussed. Oh, look what you did to me, because there was an issue with guys, and at certain ages they're like, oh, they don't want no girl who has a baby, whatever. Did her value lesser based off of that? Technically, yes. You can go with, oh, well, she's talking to immature guys, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, the same amount of guys that were looking at her with no baby are no longer looking at her. So therefore, in their eyes, she's lesser. Is that actuality? No. But if we're going in the eyes of value, then yes, that is what it is. So for me to be like, no, your value is still the same. As a person, for sure. But in the eyes of everybody, it is not. It is not the same. It sucks. It is what I don't know what to tell you, but it is what it is. It's not the same, and it can't be the same because of this reason. The same way, like, people will rather sleep with women who are unavailable because in their life, they don't want no attachment and no this and no that. You are choosing to sleep with someone who's unavailable, knowing the extent of what it can be. So when I choose a woman who has no kids, I know what it can and can't be. A woman with kids comes with other things that maybe you as a single man don't agree with. So to you as a single man, the value is different. A man who's married is not thinking about whether this girl has kids or not, because you're married, you have your wife, and that's your focus. We're talking about marketplace for single available men. They're looking for women with, chances are, no kids over kids. Maybe in 20 years it will change and men will want women who already have kids because they don't want none of their own. But right now, yes, the value is that women who have no kids are considered more valuable to men and what they want than a woman with kids. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's fair at all.
Speaking as a woman with no kids, I understand and respect having a preference. Like you said, there's many factors, especially at this point in our lives where, and especially if you don't have kids, you're like, yeah, I would rather meet someone in the place that I'm at. That is fine. A preference is one thing. I can have a preference, but I don't look at the people with children as lesser value. As you said, market value. Like they're a pair of shoes that have been worn or scuffed. My issue is that you are a part of the problem because you were actively, no, I think that's crazy, but like that's not my point. You are part of the problem because you were actively contributing to the devaluing. You are the one scuffing the shoes and then putting them on the market for someone else to buy. And the shoes are just like, what you mean? Like, I'm just here. I think that when you are a part of the problem, but you refuse to acknowledge it, things can't get better. nothing is wrong for you as a man with children to say, yeah, like my, if I'm single and my future partner, I would prefer she doesn't have children. I don't think there's anything wrong with a preference. But for you to look at someone as lesser than because of that, because that's what it is. When something has less value, market value, they are lesser than. And especially, like, I don't know. I think that is my problem with all of this. It's not about personal preference. I think it's fine if you have a hard set preference on tall people. Is it right? No, but that's your preference. If you like skinny girls, thick girls, black, white, I don't think anything's wrong with having a preference. But when you're like, I go for white women because they are higher value than black women, that is a problem. When you assign value to human beings for things that should not be valued. I think you could be like, yeah, this person is a murderer and a criminal and a sociopath, so I'm not gonna go out with them. Like, yeah, maybe killing a couple people and being locked up can like lower your value a little bit, maybe, but that's about it. I don't think it's fair to devalue people like that, because that's literally what I mean. I hate to be the one to go there, but like it reminds me of like racism, because they devalued us as black people and said that we were lesser than for things that were out of our control. I look in the mirror and I see the color of my skin and I'm just like, I'm not lesser than anyone. I don't look at you as lesser than.
I disagree. I mean, to me, that's different. You're born that color. You weren't born with kids.
No, you weren't. But that's the thing. Kids are a blessing and they're beautiful, and they should not. Most people in the world have children. That's how we keep populating, right? So it's just like or have children at some point, I should specify, not right now. But I think that I don't know.
So it's putting value to a person is the issue.
100%.
Because to me, if I'm like, okay, I'm a single man with no kids, I prefer I prefer to only date women with no kids. Why is that? Just because that's my preference? That's not the truth.
But it's your preference for a specific reason.
And what is the reason?
Well, it depends. You gave a few different examples.
Exactly. So to him, my reason is I feel like.
Right. So my problem is
that I agree with him.
Assigning value, not having preferences. I'm not saying that men have to date women with children, but I think it's a very toxic mentality to have. See what you did, Jonathan?
I hear you. I just don't fully agree.
You don't have to.
Yeah, no, I know. Your opinion is your opinion. I just think
and
that
so
everybody,
is yours.
Yeah, everybody has an opinion.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, apparently. Everybody who's alive, actually. If you're dead, you don't have an opinion.
I think some people who are alive don't have opinions, but...
Well, that's true.
Some people are really just like, the lights are on, but nobody's home.
They're hiding. Yes.
No, sometimes they're really
just
not
nobody's
home.
home. Oh, yeah. What a waste of electricity.
But yeah, I think that's all. I mean, what I will say is I haven't been following Andrew and Tristan Tate's like legal issues. Oh. No, definitely. First of all, they were banned for having such toxic mentalities. They were banned off of most platforms. I think Elon Musk taking over Twitter, he's back. I think it was only Andrew who was banned, but I may be wrong. But yeah, he was banned off of everything, so there are no socials to follow except for Twitter anymore, but I wouldn't have been following regardless. I
wonder if you they should make an unreport button, because if you only have a report button and people keep reporting your page, then that's not fair. What if there's people who like my page?
It's not just that, like his like people's content would be taken down if they said his name. Yeah. Like, you know how like there's like trigger words, like if like
No, that's neither here nor there, but
yeah. All I will say is that everything with the legal thing, I don't know enough about it. Obviously, if they were involved in like human trafficking or child trafficking or any sort of illegal activity, that's not something that I support. But if they are being framed and set up then that's also not something I support. I can disagree with someone and their like beliefs and not like want to see them rot in jail. Like that's also crazy, you know. I feel like with this whole community surrounding Andrew Tate, it's just one extreme or the next, and I feel like that needs to stop. But
I feel like anything that involves a man and some kind of personal belief, it's one extreme or the next. Because I feel like with Kevin Samuels, it's one extreme or the next. With the Tory Lanez thing, it was one extreme or the next. It's either he deserves to rot in jail or he didn't do it. Meg's a liar. Like it's just a mess. Everyone is just a mess. Everyone is just a mess.
Thank you for your question, Jonathan. If anyone else wants to write in, it's thissquareroom.com/ask. I literally can't with you. You know what? Here, I don't want to say the perfect, but I have an appropriately segued like news story. Mm-hmm. It's less polarizing than what we were just talking about, but it's kind of similar in the terms of like men and the entitlement. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying men are entitled. I'm just entitlement to women and the value and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if you heard about this. This is probably a couple weeks old now. But a CEO of what company, I don't know. But a CEO in Singapore filed 2 lawsuits against a woman who he pursued romantically. Mm-hmm. He filed these lawsuits after learning that she just wants to be friends. So basically he was friend zoned and he's pissed. Right? He's seeking about $2.3 million for the heartbreak. He claims that she damaged his stellar reputation and that she brought trauma, depression, and impacts to his life. And then he also is seeking $22,000. Again, that's Singapore, so it's about $16,800 US. Mm-hmm. In a since dismissed, so since filing it, that one has been dismissed in a lawsuit claiming she breached an agreement to improve their relationship. So one is like a lawsuit for the trauma, depression, and like the heartbreak, and the other one is for a breach of agreement. The state struck down the smaller lawsuit at the end of January because they're saying that he made manifestly groundless claims that were without foundation and took advantage of the court process in an effort to intentionally vexing or pressing the defendant. And they also said this court will not be an accessory to his calculated attempt to compel the engagement from the defendant, who after years of massaging the claimant's unhappiness has finally decided to stand up to his threats rather than cower and give in to his demands. That's what the court registrar wrote. But yeah, like the other lawsuit, the bigger one, is going to trial. They had the pre-trial hearing.
That's the first one.
The $3 million one. Yeah.
I can understand that one.
He's the CEO of D1 Racing, which is a drone racing competition. But yeah, he feels like his reputation is damaged by this woman because he wants to be more than friends. His reputation as a drone racing CEO.
The reason why I say I can understand that is it depends on what they've done in that time. You know what I'm saying? For example, if I like you and you know I like you and I'm trying to woo you, right? But you have not been like, no.
Not wooed.
Exactly. If you're just kind of, oh, we're going here. Okay. And then I hear from somebody that you're friend zoning me. It's not that I heard from you. I heard from somebody. Now, all those things that we did, all that money I spent on you, and you know I was doing it to woo you. You know I was doing it to woo you. So now all that money,
you're allowed to be upset. If
I'm suing you.
If that's the scenario, then by all means, I mean, whatever the scenario is, everyone's entitled to their feelings, right? But like,
I'm gonna sue you.
No, in real life, truly, if that was the situation with you, where like the girl made you feel like, obviously she's not busting it wide open and she's not, but like she's making you feel like you have a chance. And then you hear, not from her, you hear through the grapevine that she's pissed. Just like, he's a, right. Would you, seriously, Des, would you sue?
No, because I don't have money to sue. But if I had money to sue and money to lose, fuck yeah.
If you had the money, you would
sue. If I had the money to lose,
like that?
Fuck yeah. If I was Drake and some girl did that to me, fuck yeah. I'm suing you. I'm suing
crazy.
Because, no, that's crazy to just, like we said, we don't know the situation. But if the situation was that he heard from somebody and not from her, I understand his distress.
Okay. Now, do you still feel that way if he heard it from her? Because it did say, did I close it? It was in the beginning. After years. But it says she has finally decided to stand up to his threats. So it looks like he was literally like,
it's been years.
But he's been threatening her.
Because it's been years and I'm trying to marry you now you're like, no.
Don't threaten me with marriage.
Of course I'm going to threaten you now after years. Months. After months you should have been like.
That reminds me of men are like, I'm going to put a baby in you. That's a threat.
That is a threat.
That is a threat.
That is a harsh threat.
You threaten to devalue me?
Yes, they are.
Now
take note.
Yo, that's an extra layer of threat now that I'm thinking about it.
That's why they threaten you with that.
I'm going to put a baby in you? Sir? Ladies, if a man ever says that to you, run. Don't walk to the police station.
If a woman ever tells you she does not think she can get pregnant, run. Don't do it. Run. Continue.
I mean, yeah, unless like you know for a fact that
exactly. That's my point. Yeah, because they like to think a lot and not know facts.
Yeah, but if she's like, I had a hysterectomy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I have no vagina. Then there you go.
I mean, I guess.
Thank you.
But it's not the vagina that.
Yeah, but how else are you gonna?
The uterus. What do you mean? IVF.
Well, yeah, that's a whole process, not just stick it in.
I mean, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
But if there's no vagina, like you can't have sex.
That's my point.
Right. So then there's no chance of getting pregnant that way.
Exactly. Don't.
Because you can't have a butt baby.
You can't. I learned that you cannot have a butt baby. I Googled it. Like I didn't learn it in experience. I Googled it.
Des.
I Googled it.
Like a 7-year-old Des trying to figure out if he was a butt baby or not.
I Google everything. When people ask me questions and they make me feel like I'm wrong, immediately I don't even argue. I just Google. Like everything.
If you don't know, then like you don't want to argue because you don't know.
I don't like to be wrong.
Right.
So I just shut up and Google.
Oh, you don't like to be wrong. It must suck
I don't like to be wrong. Please.
But yeah, it says that she has finally decided to stand up to his threats rather than cower and give into his demands.
Sorry, before that. Like the first paragraph you read, it said something about he found out.
Filed 2 lawsuits against a woman he pursued romantically after learning she only wants to be friends.
Learning.
But it could be learn. But
learn from her.
Right. But yeah, of course.
No.
You learn from me how I feel.
No, I was told by you. I didn't learn. I was told.
Listen,
I learned from other people. No.
We always interpret word like the same wording very differently. And I think that really speaks to like just society and how like you know like news can be put out there and like people can just like take it so differently. You know, like maybe someone says that like like my mom is moving.
So you're not going with your mom?
No, and they're just like, like my mom is from this place and they're moving and she's moving because she got a job.
Yeah. I'm going to assume your mom is moving to wherever she's from because she got a job. Why wouldn't you say where she's moving to?
Because to be fair, it wasn't relevant to the story.
Neither is where she's from.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go to last week's episode.
Yeah. Insane.
I don't know.
But truthfully, no, I don't blame him. Sue her still. If that's years, for years, I didn't know you friend zoned me. That's madness. And if we're talking about if I'm actually, because regardless of what company it is, drone or ant or whatever, ant farm, I don't care. If he has money like that where he can do certain things with her, for her, for her family.
I'm not. First of all, a CEO doesn't mean that you're.
I am suing.
CEO doesn't mean you're rich.
No, I know. But if he has money, not rich, but has enough money,
Also, though, I'm
Suing.
not even talking about the money aspect. The reason I was like, oh, like you're CEO of like a drone flying thing, because I'm like, to ruin your reputation, you have to have one.
Maybe he has one. They have their own community. Relax. They have their own community. So maybe he's been begging her places. Oh, this is arm, locking arm.
No. I totally get what you're saying. But to me, a company can be big and nobody knows the CEO except for the other business people. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like your community of 50 people?
That's a community.
But it's not like your celebrity. Like, you use Drake as an example.
Where he's from, he's a hood celebrity. He's a community celebrity.
A hood celebrity?
You see what I'm saying?
Has she made any music recently?
Who?
Hood celebrity?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really listen to music. Well, new music.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I have another one, though.
Okay.
Okay, so this woman went viral.
Jesus.
How do I don't want to just read the story. I want to like paint a picture for you. No, it's her wedding day.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes, getting married to the man that she loves.
Does he have a kid?
That I don't know. I don't know.
I'm so annoying.
Yeah, you definitely are. So imagine it is her wedding day.
Mm-hmm. Lovely day.
Oops. Yeah, it's a lovely day. Like months, over a year, most likely, of planning has gone into this. She is. It was the makeup artist who actually is spilling the tea on this story.
What a snitch.
She just finished the bride's facial makeup, and then the bride needed to. Oh no, she needed to use the bathroom, and she caught something, and then snitched to the bride. The bride found out.
Oh, what did she catch?
Oh my god, my dog is he's like resting his head on my leg. Because he's like over this episode once he started talking about valuing women. Because he's my child, okay? So I need you to like imagine you're a woman right now.
All right.
And it's your wedding day to the love of your life. Funny you do that. So your makeup artist finishes your makeup. Mm-hmm. She walks in and she's like, you need to see this.
What do I need to see?
You go and you see your husband or groom, fiance, husband to be, minutes away from being your husband, and his mother.
I gotta go. What are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing?
She's breastfeeding him. Bet you didn't see that one coming, did you? Is that mother devalued?
Joe, I'm sorry. Roll back the tape. What did you say?
Okay, paint the picture.
All right.
You're a beautiful, blushing bride. It's your wedding day. Makeup is done. You're about to put on your dress. Your makeup artist is like, girl, come here now.
Now?
Now.
Okay.
You see your husband to be sucking.
Are we sure breastfeeding and he wasn't trying to fuck his mom?
Sucking.
Succulent.
On his mother's
titty. And this is a grown man.
I don't know how guys suck on boobs because I'm not a guy.
But this is a grown man.
Like, I mean, maybe he just wanted, breast milk has a lot of good shit in it.
How would his mother have breast milk?
You know that you can produce breast milk.
How would his mother have enough breast milk for him to be?
If she never stopped. If you don't let your milk dry up.
Hold on.
If you don't let your milk dry up, it will
I understand.
Coming because your body's like,
No. So
it's either she stopped and then like they started again, or they never stopped. And both of those
are foul.
Maybe he just he a little nervous.
Are we sure it's breast milk?
He was maybe it's powdered milk.
I mean, like, what if he was just sucking on her nipple to suck on her nipple?
I think it was like he was either getting or trying to get some liquid out.
No, yeah, that means if
she probably also had him like cradled, like like you put your arm around.
No, I can't. No, yeah.
What is he? What is he just
sitting
squatting?
on her lap?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Arm around her because he doesn't want to fall. Oh my God, yo, this makeup artist is mix up. Still, I'm suing. I'm suing. Distress.
Wait, if you're the guy, are you suing?
If I'm the guy, this is nobody's business. Why'd you put my business out there? I don't like that.
But okay, but you're the bride in this picture that I painted.
Oh, right, I'm the bride.
What do you do next? Because that's where the story ends.
You just cry.
I don't have a follow-up.
You cry.
I don't have...
There can't be a follow-up.
Well, we don't know. There is a follow-up. What do you do?
Oh, my God, she still married him.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Imagine you may now kiss the bride. You're just tasting like...
Why would you do that?
Why'd you look me up and down like I'm
I don't know. Why would you read
son?
that? Why would you read that? Ew.
Why would I read that?
Ew. That's so nasty.
I'm sorry. Can you do better? That face.
That's so nasty. What I was going to talk about is more...
Why are you wiping your mouth like you just got breastfed?
Because I was talking like this, and I didn't realize my face was... So I had to, like, fix my face.
Do you ever see The Mask? Like Jim Carrey's
yeah.
The Mask? You know when his face is like turning into the
mask
yeah.
when he puts it on?
That's what you look like. Like the transition.
So is he still going to be breastfed? Like he's still going to go to his mom's house to get breastfed from time to time?
Maybe she needs to wean him off.
No, that's going to be problems.
Every time he's like, I'm going to go spend time with my mom. Like, you have to cut your mom off at that point.
You literally can't go to your mom for a long time.
Ever, Des. Jesus Christ.
I don't want your mom to mail you anything. Nothing. Ugh.
Imagine your mom's like, I brought over dinner. I'm like, what is in that?
Well,
more breast milk? No.
Mine was a sadder topic, so.
Oh.
Yeah. Mine is like censor warning topic.
Ooh, okay. Go.
I think it's called.
And it's called a trigger warning, not a censor warning.
Trigger.
Warning. Trigger warning.
Warning. Thank you. Do you know what MAID is? Like what it stands for?
No.
Medical.
For some reason, my mind went to MAD, which was Mothers Against Drunk Driving, but no.
Medical assist in death.
Oh, okay.
So, for those of you who don't know, in Canada, when you reach a certain age as of 2021.
Yeah, like recently.
Yeah. When you reach a certain age, you can get medically assisted to let go of the life you currently have. So there's two options. Of course, there's a whole bunch of tests and everything they do first to make sure that you're not just cuckoo in the Cocoa Puffs. So you could either choose to take a pill where you do it on your own, on your own time. Here you go.
Damn, all it takes is a pill?
Or you can do it they do it for you. They inject you and okay.
My God, is this prison?
Now, from what I've read, they're working on passing the bill for the ages 18 and up.
Well, I know I heard about this. There's like very specific.
Yes. And those specifics are so specific.
You have to be like dying from an incurable illness. And
you could have like a mental medical condition, but you still have to be sound of mind to make the right competent decision.
But I don't know if this was in Canada, but I heard, is this what you were getting at? Yeah. The doctor that like assisted this woman, she had a illness that she was really suffering from, but the doctor believed that this woman had a 60% chance of recovering. But this doctor, amongst other doctors, were part of unaliving this girl with this girl's consent. and the doctor like is in shambles.
Of course.
Yeah.
Which is insane. So like, as I'm reading,
60% is high.
It's very high. It's very high for somebody who has an illness. That is very high.
Like a life-threatening illness, not just like
not just like a
like a life-changing illness is one thing, or life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, they're the ones who told me about it, and they're like, this is a little bit triggering for them because like a lot of a lot of people go through a lot of mental illness states, and you know, you got different parts where today you might feel okay and tomorrow you're not. So at this point you are competent, and yes, it's
well, the law is trying to make it so that like you can't just be like,
I want
sad
yeah
today.
Yeah. And I was reading it and reading the steps, and I'm like, this is a little bit confusing and kind of fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I get why they like are trying to implement this, but like it's
yeah, for the older folk, you're like, okay,
it's rough.
Yeah, it is rough out here, and that's not okay.
How you gonna talk about that after breastfeeding grown men?
Because I didn't know that was coming, Joe.
I didn't know that was coming.
When you said him and his mother, I was just like, okay.
You thought they were doing the nasty.
Yeah.
Do you think that would have been more
appropriate? Yes.
Well, not
Yes.
appropriate.
Yes.
I don't think that's the word
That's
to use.
the word I'm going
But like
for.
easier to
Handle?
process.
Yes. How do you process a grown man sucking milk from his mom's titty?
I think there's just something weirder about it.
It is very weird. You're not a baby. Even babies aren't even supposed to have breast milk, but you do for the first year. Because
Well, what if he had like a adult baby fetish? You know, they have that where like they want to be like diapered and changed and mommy.
There's some stuff we got to talk about, sweetie. I don't know if I can call you sweetie. You might like that too much, you weirdo. Ew.
Imagine they have a kid together, and when her breast milk comes in, and he's just like,
I can imagine that imagine going to the fridge and he's just drinking the baby's milk.
It's like, oh, I have a reserve. No, I think he wants it from the tap.
That's so disgusting.
You know, like they say, like beer on tap tastes better than like beer in a bottle.
Yeah. I would rather him actually be fucking his mom. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I would rather him and his mom just never speak again.
I'd rather him fuck.
You know, sometimes you're like, I haven't spoken to my mom in
Motherfucker.
20 years.
Motherfucker.
That's the definition. Well, he's not a mother
sucker. What a disgusting man. Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm just breaking the mic. That's all.
Oh, my God. Do better.
Okay, well, before my mic falls apart, let me get to a listener question.
Question of the day.
I caught it. But
you did.
You didn't.
No,
let me.
I didn't want to.
Okay. Today's question of the day is, if you could prescribe me one thing to do for the rest of this month, I guess since this is being released on the last day of the month, we'll say
March. Okay.
Yeah. What would it be and why? So I guess you answer for me, I answer for you. So if you could prescribe me one thing to do for the rest of this month, what would it be and why? Therapy.
I would prescribe you to go sleep with somebody that you don't know too well and never talk to them again.
Why can't we like
see? There you go.
Out?
That's too much. Just
sleep with someone.
Get it out your system in terms of just do it and done. No questions asked. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's that.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I know, but that's what I would prescribe.
I need to know your
detail.
history.
Are you sucking your mom's titty still?
Dad,
these are real questions.
This is something else that I
need to look out for.
These are real
questions. Yes, I believe you.
That was gonna be a real concern. Oh my God.
Do you circle jerk?
Do you have a good relationship with your mother? Yes.
How good?
How good?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Do you circle jerk? Oh my God.
It's a thing.
There's so many, but like meeting new people is weird. Like people are like.
Hence why I said and never see them again and don't ask questions.
I can't. You have to ask the questions for your safety because
when I say don't ask questions,
imagine
I mean
down
like
the road it
go
comes
to a
out
bar,
that I fucked somebody who's breastfed by his mother.
Too late. You already did.
You, I would ask for that medically assisted unaliving. Okay.
It's too late. You already did.
Because my reputation has been ruined.
I'm too late.
Suing, and when I get the money, I'm going to leave it all to my son.
There you go.
Who has given me more value and purpose in life, and then I'm medically unaliving myself.
That is how you sum up an episode.
But like, that's also how I sum up my life. Yeah, just therapy. Just therapy for Des. No.
Oh, no, for sure. For sure. I can understand that.
I mean, we talked about it in the beginning of the episode, so like that's... Yeah. Therapy, and then honestly, like maybe like a wellness retreat with therapy integrated into it.
So like, just more therapy.
Yeah, but like therapy that like gets you out.
Yeah, so like, there's therapy that lets you talk and lets you, and then there's therapy for you to just be
chill.
Good.
Like I don't think you need to do like yoga and shit.
No.
But, like you need to like I think you need to like go in like a waterfall and like let it like run over you or something so you can like hide your tears, the way you do in the shower.
I don't know what you're talking about. How do you know what I do in the shower, Joe? Anyways, moving on.
Because we talk about a lot of this podcast. I'm not the only one who knows what you do in the shower.
Nobody. Anyways.
Let the rain fall down. Okay, you know what? That is a perfect place to wrap this episode up. Thank you guys for coming on this wild ride with us. I feel like it was like not like tense, but like talking about like some serious stuff. It was like
he, Jonathan.
Basically. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you next Tuesday.